We're back with season 2 of the Shaw and Steele Show. I'm Steele Chambers. That's Bryson Shaw. We're back talking ball, week 0 predictions, college football predictions later for the playoffs. And of course, we're going to talk about the USC Trojans and my Ohio State Buckeyes. Bryson, how does it feel to officially be back and talking football after 8 months?
Hey, it feels great. Steele, I got to tell you, man, you're sounding like a seasoned vet at this point. You really upped your game, and I'm really excited to be back, and I'm proud of everything you're doing. And I can't wait to talk football with my boy, Steele Chambers.
Yeah, man, I've been practicing a lot with old Bobby Carp, the general. So
Big play Columbus. You guys have been keeping me up to date with everything.
Oh yeah, man, talking everything Ohio State. We're on with Bill Bender, talking national ball. It's everything I want to do, man. Just talking football like we're at the lunch table back in elementary school.
Hey, have you guys brought up those new club level seats in Ohio Stadium yet, or no?
We have none. It's on the docket.
Oh,
you know how much? Do you know how much it costs to get one of those for the whole season?
I
think it's like $145,000.
How many people do they fit though?
I think there's 12 boxes technically, and then I mean you could pack the house if you really want to.
Dude, they look sick. Could you imagine watching a big like night game at the shoe in one of those?
So there's two thoughts. One of them, let's say like there's a goal line stand or a touchdown right in front of you. That'd be sick. The vibes are going to be immaculate. But, I mean, if the ball's on the other side of the stadium, that kind of sucks.
Then you're just chopping it up with the boys. I'm sure they got TV.
I know you're chopping it up. I mean, there's probably cameras, or not cameras, TVs in the actual little thing that you can watch on. I would 100% go in there. So if anyone from Buckeye Nation wants to put me in there, go ahead and do it. I'm ready. But, yeah, it's a cool addition. The field changed. It looks a lot brighter with the new turf that they added. They had a whole bunch of additions that I'm excited about.
Oh, they added a new turf. Is this the same turf they added a couple years ago, or is this even newer turf?
I saw some stuff. The turf looks brighter, so I think they put more turf on there.
Okay.
They did something with the sound system, so it's coming off a lot more crisp to the people. So they're doing a lot of stuff. NIL. They're making a bunch of money from Chase Bank, so they're pouring it into the stadium now.
No, that's great, dude. That's great. Well, I'll have to get out there and see the game, but I don't know if they want me out there.
Why not?
Well, I know Coach Day in the squad will want me, but I don't know if that fan base wants me out there.
Well, yeah, you kind of burn the boats with the fans.
It's okay. You know I love rage baiting.
I know. I'm just saying, man. If you rage bait Ohio State, you got to be prepared for what they're going to come at you with.
Oh, I'm prepared. I just can't wait for October 31st. Well, anyway, you ready to dive into these week 0 games or what?
Oh yeah. What game you want first?
Well, I think we should get my Trojans out the way.
Okay.
All right, so here, I'll give you the line. USC versus San Jose State in the Los Angeles Coliseum. USC, 38.5-point favorites. Over-under is set at 60.5 points. Steele, what comes to mind here?
All right, get this out the way. It's going to be a blowout.
Yeah.
But what I want to see from you guys, one, I want to see the defense come back.
Yeah.
You said 38.5?
38.5-point favorites.
I want them to cover by only scoring 40 points. So I want the defense to shut San Jose State out.
Yeah.
They've got a whole bunch of young guys that are coming in. I'm hearing a lot about Luke.
They're starting 5 true freshmen.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of that?
No, I have not. And the big name I've been hearing, we've talked about a little bit, Luke Waffle, just because he looks like Thor Odinson. So I'm curious what exactly he's going to bring to the defensive line, run stopping, all that. I've heard a lot about this linebacker that you guys have. And then on the offensive side, it seems like you have a lot of guys that are going to be catching the ball that are young. Booby Feaster, Mark Bowman.
Bowman, yep, tight end, number 1.
Mark Bowman, and then that's all going to be led by Jane Mayava.
Yep.
And he's, from what I've heard, he's had a very pro-like offseason where he's really just been tapped in, going out, throwing extra balls with all the guys since a lot of them are new. So I want to see how the freshmen do throughout this game and really getting used to college football in general. Then I want to see how the defense does, especially with Gary Patterson, TCU legend. I want to see how they rock with him calling the plays on the defensive side of the ball.
No, 100%. Now, Steele, a question I have for you is, what advice would you give these true freshmen? It's their first game. The emotions are going to be high. What advice would you give these true freshmen for making their first start on the big stage?
Oh gosh, I can't even put myself in that situation. It took me 3 years to actually get meaningful reps. As a true freshman, you kind of got to simplify the game a little bit because there's going to be a lot going on with the crowd and everything. It's going to be San Jose State, so I don't know if the crowd's going to be rocking like it would against a night game, Ohio State and Notre Dame. Yeah. But at the same time, you got to simplify and realize that this is the game you've been playing for whatever it is, 10, 15 years, and it's the game that you love. And that you've been training for the past 8 months to get ready for this moment. So if you've been training the right way, then you can just rely on that training, whether that's you've been take a lot of time going over the playbook and stuff. If you've been eating right, doing all these things right, just realize that you've been prepared for this moment right here. So don't make it too big. Just go out there and play football.
Right. And it's kind of like, what Coach Day and Coach Mick would say to everybody before a big game is just go out there and do your job. Don't try and do too much. Just go out there, do your job, and play with effort. And I think, no disrespect to San Jose State. You got to always respect your opponent. But I think this is a great game for these freshmen and the young guys to get thrown in the fire. And I expect them all to play really well. It's a talented class, and we get to see right away what they're talking about and everything I've been hearing from camp in terms of maturity. It's a great freshman class, so I'm really excited about that. And then Jaden Mayava, in terms of leadership, sounds like it's been great. And on the defense side of the ball, Gary Patterson, we'll see what twist he brings. But, I expect up front to be a lot better than how they've been. And then Jaden Walker and Desmond Stevens, two really talented linebackers they got. So I'm with you. I got them covering the 38.5. I got it going under 60.5. It's going to be right there. I got to go under 60.5. So I got them winning 49 to 10, maybe 49-3. Would love to see them not getting the box, but USC big here. Trojans started off right.
I can get on board with that. Now, just expectations for USC. As far as record, how the team looks in general, who are they going to be beating when? What are you expecting from the USC Trojans this year? Because I feel like this is kind of a do-or-die moment for Lane Kiffin over there in SoCal.
You mean Lincoln Riley, not Lane Kiffin.
Oh, guys, I've got Lane Kiffin on the mind.
I got you.
We got NFL guys coming down.
No, listen, I got you. Trust me, I got you. All these guys. But listen, Steele, to answer your questions in terms of expectation, bare minimum, I got 10-2. I got 10-2. That's my expectation for them. That's my expectation for them. When I look at some of these massive games, they got like Oregon, Ohio State, Indiana, Penn State on the road. It's going to be the whiteout. They already announced it. Out of those four, you gotta split them. You got to split them at least, and those where your two losses come in. And then you got to hope you don't slip up on the road at like a Wisconsin or something like that. So I don't see them. I don't see them going worse than 10-2, and that's my expectation is 10-2. And I know that's what the Trojan fans want. I know that's what Coach Riley and the boys are. They obviously want to win them all, but I know the expectation is 10-2 and getting into the playoffs. And I don't see there's why there's any other reason to think otherwise.
I'll give you some reasons.
Okay.
First of all, you obviously had your bias cap on that entire time. I'm going to take it off because whenever you say lowest expectations, that is how many losable games are there on the schedule. So reading off the schedule, the games I think you guys could lose. I'm not saying you will.
No. And I would probably agree with you.
You've got Oregon.
Yes, could lose.
You can lose to Washington.
Yes, you could theoretically lose to Washington.
Washington.
Good quarterback. It's a rivalry game.
Yes. Penn State at night.
Whiteout. Yes.
That's huge.
And then you go followed up with the Wisconsin, which will be very tough as well.
Do you want to put that on there? I was going to give that to you.
No, because that's right after Penn State, isn't it?
I do think that's a tricky game, but I'm trying to give you guys the benefit of the doubt here. I think you guys can stick it to them. Then you got Ohio State, Indiana.
So that's 5.
So at bare minimum, you guys are 7-5. I do think that you're.
But they're not losing all 5 of those.
That's bare minimum. That's worst case scenario, man. I think the bare minimum is 7-5. That's your floor. Your ceiling is 10-2.
No, ceiling's 11-1.
I say your ceiling is 10-2. You've got a lot of games on here. I mean, you've got Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State, Washington, Indiana. That's all sort of, I wouldn't say the back half of the schedule, but
yeah, is that? The month of October and November, it's like insane for them, right? Month of October.
October is pretty grueling for the most part. Washington, Penn State, Ohio State. I wouldn't say grueling, but it is harder than most. You guys have a good team. Yeah. I believe that you have a big time shot to get in the playoffs this year.
Yes.
If I'm going to be honest, if I'm going to be candid, I do have you guys getting in the playoffs.
So Steele, anybody who watched season 1 knows you are the biggest USC hater. So the fact that you're saying you have them in the playoffs, you have them cracking in there, it shows that you're starting to respect and see what's going on over here. So we can agree on that. I'm going to go bare minimum 9-3, ceiling 11-1. Expectation, you got to get in the
that's such a small gap that I don't like.
Okay, fine.
There's so many losers
just to make you happy. just to make you happy. 8-4, bottom. 11.
Okay, I just want to see you take that bias cap off. Now,
Okay,
again, don't get me wrong. USC is a solid program. I think you've got a possible Heisman contender at the quarterback. That's honestly
100%.
kind of a sneaky Heisman I threw $10 on. Then you got Wayman Jordan, King Miller, solid running back duo with an offensive line that apparently is getting a lot of buzz.
Returning. They're all returning.
A lot more physical up front. I've heard a lot of stuff on the defense.
Big physical. Yep.
All your recruiting class guys are starting to come up, get older, get wiser. You've got your freshmen coming in. There's a lot of good things buzzing around.
And those freshmen, listen, like they said, we're starting them off early and often. They're getting thrown in the fire, and they're by the time they get what is it like? San Jose State, Fresno State, which could be sneaky. Fresno State always seems to be a little weird for some reason. Louisiana, and then Rutgers. No disrespect to Rutgers. That could be tricky going to play Shiano. You know he'll throw out the special team stuff. But by the time you get to Oregon, them freshmen should know exactly how to handle these games.
Okay. So I'm going to give a solid prediction because we've been floating around 11-1, 7-5.
Yeah.
I believe you guys are going to end up 9-3.
And cracking.
And you are going to be heaped up in a group of you guys, possibly Penn State, because
hold on, save the group because we'll get to those groups. I got my group.
All right, we'll get to that group.
Okay. All right, Steele, you ready to move on? So blowout here, and we both have high expectations for the trip.
Goodness gracious. Yeah, I forgot we even talked about San Jose State. Oh yeah. Next game.
Wait, should we mention? Do you want me to mention something about San Jose State?
Go ahead. Whatever fun fact you have.
Last year they were one of the highest turnover teams. They got a community college quarterback starting. I think you like Ohio State. You got to prove your athletes are better than theirs. Man up, put pressure on the quarterback, get after him, and then let's get the run game going and let our young guys get some explosive plays. That's it right there.
All right, cool. Fight on.
All right, fight on. Steele, you pick next game.
All right. I got my sneaky best game or most impactful game here. I'm going to wait on that one. I'm going to go over to Ireland, the Emerald Isle. We got TCU playing North Carolina. A lot of stuff going on last season with Bill Belichick. Obviously, a terrible start to his career coaching college football. Then you got TCU, the Hypnotoads, coming over there to Ireland. I almost said into town. Who do you think is going to win that game? I think I have a solid idea just due to the fact it's going to be the first game of the year, sloppy, and just trusting my gut on this one. But who do you got?
Well, first off, did you see Steve Belichick's not going?
Yes, the DC will not be there.
The DC will not be there, which, if Bill wasn't my head coach, I'd be freaking out. But Bill is the head coach, so I think he'll be able to step in for his son or however he wants to do it. Love Billy Edwards, the new quarterback for the Tar Heels. He beat me first. He beat me. He made extended plays on the ground with his feet. He had a good arm. I like Billy Edwards. I think he's a gamer. I thought he was going to do well at Wisconsin. Got hurt. Didn't work out for him. But there's something about this TCU team still. With good old Sonny Dykes. I loved how they finished, even though it was against my Trojans. I loved how they finished the game in the bowl game. Jeremy Payne, the running back, I think he's like 185 pounds. Really talented player. Quarterback's a question mark, but I see TCU pulling this out. I think it's going to be closer than it was last year. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be a close game. North Carolina's going to come to play, but I think TCU's got a chip on their shoulder. And the line's at 9.5. I think North Carolina is going to cover that, and the over/under is 7.5. So I see a closer game, but I still see TCU. Even though I love Billy Edwards pulling this game out.
I've got TCU winning, and I've got North Carolina covering. And I'm going to go with the under because I'll say this from playing in the Ireland game back whenever I was in high school.
Yeah.
The field is sloppy. It's naturally going to be.
You played there in high school?
Yeah, man. I played there my sophomore year.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
It was terrible. I'll say that.
Who was it last year? Georgia? No, last year was Iowa State, right? Iowa State and Georgia. Who was last year? Ireland.
You're making me feel like it's Iowa State, Georgia Tech.
Yeah, Iowa State, Georgia Tech.
I feel terrible for not knowing, but
no, Georgia Tech played Florida State in that 2 years ago.
There you go.
But who did Iowa State play last year? I gotta look this up. This is gonna drive me crazy.
Oh my goodness gracious! Yeah, go ahead and get it.
Ireland 20.
I feel like a fool. I remember I was watching
Iowa State, Kansas State. That makes sense.
That's what it was. Jeez, my man. But yeah, it sucks out there. I'll say that. The food is terrible. We were there for an entire week. Instead of going up like in a nice hotel, we stayed
Yeah.
on some college campus that looks
Right.
like it was made back in the 1700s. I
Uh-huh.
survived off nothing but pizza for 7 days straight. I lost 10 pounds. I felt terrible going into the game. We lost one of the few games we lost in high school. In the
Yeah.
field, the field was bad. So all that added on the fact that it's the first game of the year and guys aren't going to be disciplined. There's going to be penalties and everything.
Yeah.
It's going to be a really sloppy game, but it's still going to be fun to sit down and watch one of the first games of the season. But yeah, I have TCU winning just off the fact that Bill Belichick and his vibe just doesn't. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I feel like Sonny Dykes is just a much better head coach than him, and I think in this, where both teams are going to be a little undisciplined, Sonny Dykes is going to be able to get his team back on schedule and just win this game. So I got
Yeah.
the Hypnotoads.
Yeah. Now, Steele, you talked about discipline and stuff like that. So I got another question for you. Just popped them up in my head. If you're a head coach of one of these teams playing Week 0, what are your keys to victory for winning a Week 0 football game?
Oh, goodness. I'm just going to go with the old tried and true 3 ways to win. Circa Ohio State 2019.
Okay.
Run the football, stop the run, and play with toughness.
Yep.
All those 3 things. And then along with that is be able to get back on schedule if you have an unnecessary penalty at some point throughout the game, because that's going to happen. If you have an offsides, a holding penalty, being able to get back on track with that. But the 3 main things, you got to be able to run the ball. If you run the ball, you establish the flow of the game. You do all those things. You stop the run, you put them behind schedule, and then that kind of forces their hand to pass the ball, in which case you can throw whatever package you want at them if it's 3rd and long, because you know what they're going to do. And then just play with toughness. It's the first game of the year. I'm not going to doubt anyone's toughness right now, because they've been hitting each other all throughout camp. They probably just want to line up against someone that's wearing a different jersey. So I feel like everyone's going to be playing with toughness for the most part across college football. But I say those are my 3 things to win in one of these big-time games early on.
No, I feel you. And the only thing I would add is, or what I would say is, tackle, because that tackling can be sloppy.
That's number one. That's number one.
Win the turnover battle. Let's not turn the ball over, and let's just do our job. Just be disciplined, do your job. So there's 3 things, but we're on the same page here.
Tackling is number one. My gosh, I remember last year. I don't know what specific plays it were, but it feels like every other play there were 2 or 3 missed tackles going on. That just takes time to get used to, and camp has kind of evolved where you're not really tackling much. Yeah. So the first time you are tackling someone is game 1. So
and that game speed, boy, them ball carriers be flying around.
I know it takes 1 or 2 plays to really get used to it.
Yeah,
that's what I hated the most about the buildup for some of these games.
Yeah.
Right before you actually get that first hit, you're just thinking, I just want to get this first hit out the way. Like you got those nerves going on. Yeah. And then once you do it, you're a completely different person. Now you're locked in, ready to go.
No, most definitely. Most definitely. All right. Are we ready to move on? So we're both TCU, but UNC covering, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I got one here. I think we are finally going to disagree on one here. I got NC State at Virginia.
Okay, go ahead.
I would love to hear you first.
Well, still, I looked into it, and Virginia. I mean, I know which way you're leaning because we talked about this game specific, so I feel like I'm going to let you down here, but it is the truth. Virginia, they got experience. I mean, I saw they have like the most 7th-year guys, 6-year guys on the roster.
Oh yeah,
I like that. I think Indiana proved that an old experienced team is kind of the way to go. We'll find out with my Trojans if that rings true. But there's one thing I can't get over, and this is no disrespect, but I'm just not a big Bo Prabula guy, and I think this game comes down to a quarterback battle between him against C.J. Bailey. And I'm going to go with Bailey. And, so I know you're probably going to be disappointed because you want to, I was leaning Virginia, but I just can't get behind Prabula, respectfully. So I am going to go with NC State Wolfpack.
I'm trying to get the blood boiling here.
I know you're trying to get the blood boiling, but still, like it is.
But here you go agreeing with me.
No, but I know. But it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. I want to disagree, but I can't. I cannot. I'm not doing it. I've watched a Missouri defense that I loved dearly. You love dearly. Be plagued by dog shit offense and quarterback play. That is what it is, and I'm not going through it again. I'm not going through it. I like Virginia. Right, I like the coach.
I'm gonna hype Prabula up a little bit because I think you're giving him a bad rap.
Okay.
So he's going to be in a new system. He's replacing Chandler Morris from last year. I do think that he's going to have somewhat of a resurgence to his career. I don't think he's going to go out and have the same showing he did over in Missouri that he had last year, which completely wasted, like you said, an amazing defense that we both thought was one of the most underrated in all of college football.
Yeah.
He's going to be a solid quarterback this year. And I believe they're 7th in the country in returning production because they've got guys that have been playing since 2020 or whatever it is. But yeah, CJ Bailey, in this year of quarterbacks where it seems like there's 10 guys that can go first rounds, he's kind of the dude that kind of like nudged the door open a little bit and got into the back of the room and have gotten into some of these conversations.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 6'6", 220. From everything I'm hearing, he's just a pure passer of the ball that can use his legs too.
Right.
And they lost guys like Hollywood Smothers at running back.
Yeah.
And they lost a lot of talent around him that's going to contribute to his success. But I still think that he has the skills needed to go out and win a quarterback battle, and I think he's going to do it this week. So this is going to be the first upset of the year. I'm happy to say it and finally put our necks out on the line because I feel I don't like just going with everyone that's supposed to win. I like putting my neck out a little bit.
No,
so
I agree.
It's the Wolfpack are taking this one. I've got them covering.
Okay, yeah. So NC State, UVA was a 4-point favorite, so you got NC State taking care of that. Over under 52.5. I'm gonna go over.
I'm gonna go over too. I want it to be a quarterback battle, so I want it to be over. Will it be that? I don't know. That's just what I want. Week 0.
All right, we're on the same page. You ready to move on?
Oh yeah, this. I think I know which one you're gonna say. Go ahead. This will have pretty big implications later on in the season, I believe.
All right, well, you bring it up then, because I'm not sure. You bring it up.
Memphis and UNLV.
Okay, yep. I wasn't going to bring that up, but I know what you mean.
Right now, I'm 50-50 on UNLV and Boise State getting in as that group of 6 team. And I just think they need a hot start right here to kind of get that going, get to 12-0, 11-1, whatever they need to be the top dog in that group of 6 group. So I think this is a very important game that not a lot of people are talking about.
Yeah.
And honestly, the more I look into it, the more I think UNLV is going to go out there and win by 30.
Yeah.
Because look, this Memphis team, I think they only have one returning starter on both sides of the ball.
This is what I'll say about UNLV. I grew up a Florida Gator fan, so when I was young, it was Urban Meyer. When I was in high school, it was Dan Mullins. Remember good old Dan Mullins?
I remember.
He had some good years, whatever. I love Dan Mullins. I liked him when he's at Florida. He's the head coach for UNLV. And then have you been seeing the videos come out about Mr. Alex Orji, the quarterback?
Yes.
Throwing some bomb because I've been seeing it because all the memes are like it took Alex Orji to leave Michigan to learn how to throw the football.
Now I do not know if he's a starter. I believe Jackson Arnold got named the starter.
Okay.
But I heard Mullen talking about we're going to use Orji in the ground game, which if you were there for our last game against Michigan in 2023, whenever they used him in the quarterback run using powers and counters, that was hell to go through. I mean, he was ripping off 10-yard run after 10-yard run every single play.
No, he's a big bastard, bro. He's a big bastard.
Dude, it is hard to get him down. That's just such a unique curveball that they're going to be able to throw throughout the entire season. Like that's one of the more underrated QB tandems that you have in the entire country.
No, I'm with you there. So I'm rolling with UNLV big here. It's at UNLV. Over under 56.5. I'm going over, and they're covering the 4.5. I like UNLV. They were right there last year, and I like Dan Mullins, and I know what he's got going on over there.
Mm-hmm. Now, don't forget about our boy Justin Flo. I know if you watched any sort of high school football in 2020, you know Justin Flo.
I think Justin Flo is like probably one of the most popular college football players of all time.
And I mean, he's a journeyman. I can't rattle off
journeyman.
I can't rattle off every single team he's been on. It'd probably take me about 5 minutes, but now he's at UNLV. It seems like he's going to get some playing time at that jack position, kind of playing the edge. So I know he's going to be bringing the juice. It's going to be in Vegas, so people are going to be bumping. I just feel like that environment is going to be too much for a very inexperienced Memphis team to go.
Well, I got a good story for you about good old Justin Flo. So special teams meetings. The kickoff return meeting. KOR, it's KOR and Pump Block.
He was playing at Arizona during this?
He was playing at Arizona. Listen. Okay. So that, they're going over, I was all the way out to the right. and they're going, yeah, so they're going down the line. They're going, you got to block, R5. You got to block R4. You got to block R3. And they're like, B. Shaw, you ready for this? Like, I'm like, please tell me I don't have to block this fucking guy. Please tell me. And they're like, you got to block the R2, whatever it is. And it's Justin Flo. It's Justin Flo.
He was at the R2?
Yeah, because they would like loop him around or something,
Okay, because that's it. He's born and bred to be an R5.
Yeah, no, they would loop him. So I was like, there's no way I had to block this guy. No way I had to block this guy. Well, anyway, we get to the game. I line up, and he knows, he just knows I'm blocking him. And before the kickoff, he's pointing at me. He's like banging his head and shit. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna kill him. Well, he blasted me back about 5 yards, but I stood in there and got the job done.
Did you block him? Did he make the tackle?
He didn't make the tackle.
Hey, you answered the call. That's the moral of the story.
I held on. I stuck my nose in there. I held on for dear life, and it was miserable. Anytime we would score touchdowns and I had to go out there, it was awful.
There you go. Bryson Shaw blocking the 8th year super senior. Absolutely love to hear that.
100%.
I mean, do we even get to week 1, or do we hold that off and just go into some expectations on some teams? Because we haven't mentioned the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Well, no, we're gonna get there. There's 2 other games I wanted to bring up.
Oh, there's more. Okay.
2 other games. First off, Hawaii and Stanford, because it was a really good game last year. It's at Stanford. Stanford, 4-point favorites. Hawaii was 9-4. They're returning a lot of starters, and they're returning the quarterback. Davis Warren. Remember Davis Warren?
Yeah, had beat Ohio State as a 6-5 QB at Michigan. Absolute miracle that he pulled off.
He's starting for Stanford. And they got Andrew Luck as the GM. They got a new head coach. So I like Stanford. I like Stanford just like in terms of the vibe and stuff. I know you took a visit to Stanford. You liked it, I think.
I wasn't a fan of the farm. It seems like it was a night game too. Ooh, it might have been against Arizona whenever they were actually ranked. All that being said, it seemed like there were a lot more things going on in Palo Alto that people cared about more than the football game. And especially growing up in the South and going to Athens, going to the Swamp, going to all these places that cherished college football like it was Jesus in a sport incarnate.
Yeah.
They just didn't care about it. And that just really turned me off from it. Of course, the education was a huge reason why I even considered them. Right. But I mean, they didn't care about the sport that I loved as much as I did. So yeah, I wasn't a fan. But that being said, I think Andrew Luck being the GM, that's going to get more people into the stadium. Yeah. Put out some weird kind of cryptic tweet. I don't even know what it was. I think he quoted some kind of weird book or whatever. Yeah. But he's trying to get the people rocking. I think he's going to be able to do that for the most part. And the farm is going to be louder than ever. And I think they're going to beat up on the Flying Hawaiians.
Okay. All right. Right there. And then last, I'm with you. So we're both on board. Lastly, New Mexico State, Florida State. I just kind of want to get not even necessarily the game. I just want to shout out Deuce Robinson, the receiver. And I just want to get your kind of Norvell, how are you feeling about Florida State? Just expectation wise, do you have any expectations for him? Or I just feel like he should have been canned last year, so he's gotten this great second opportunity, and we'll see what he does.
They got to kick into high gear this game. The same way I was talking about USC needs to go out and blow out San Jose State. I believe Florida State has to do that in this game. Because if you look at the rest of their schedule, they are playing the top half of the ACC conference. Yeah. You got Miami, Clemson. They're playing all those guys. So they got to get a huge win here, be able to build up a little bit of momentum, and at least go into some of those games, not with a shot, but a little bit of confidence that, hey, we could pull this off. Because if they go 5-7, maybe even 6-6 this year, it's not going to look good for Mike Norvell. I feel like he's probably the hottest seat in all of college football.
Yeah.
Also, kind of a year removed from already being fired, considering the entire coaching carousel that went on last year. I'm very surprised he wasn't a part of that. So he's got to do something big, at least to start off the year, going into the rest of this hard ACC type of schedule. Yeah. Will they be able to do it? I don't know. The feeling around Florida State just seems very low, besides Deuce Robinson. He's the one shining bright light in all of this.
Yeah.
But they got to do something. I don't think they will. I hope they do because Florida State football is something I grew up with, and
Yeah.
college football feels better whenever those kind of teams are good.
Whenever
So
that chop's going, that's an electric place, man.
it's electric, man. For about 5 or 6 years, my entire room was nothing but Florida State.
No,
That's all it was.
I don't even blame you. But yeah, we're on agreement there. You hit the nail on the head. Okay, you ready to move on?
Oh yeah, what we got now?
Let's go with the Ohio State expectations because I want to hear you talk about how many games they could possibly lose.
All right,
because they don't have an easy schedule either. I think them, USC, like there are some hard schedules out here, and I think you should be rewarded for a hard schedule. That's all.
Okay. I'm gonna go through the schedule so I can have my ceiling as far as how many games they can lose. They can lose Texas.
Go ahead.
They can lose Texas. They can lose Iowa at Kinnick Stadium. They can lose USC. They can lose Indiana. They can lose Oregon, and they can lose Michigan.
Yeah.
So if you want to talk about bottom of the barrel floor, they could go 6-6.
Right.
If you want to talk about ceiling, which I think is the same thing every single year at Ohio State, they can go 12-0.
100%.
What I'm going to settle on is 10-2.
Okay.
I feel like that Texas game, that's going to be a huge barometer for what kind of team they have because they have 8 new stars on the defensive side of the ball. They have an offensive line that they just figured out that I'm actually really confident about. So on the offensive side, I think they're going to be one of the best in the country. But I'm just curious how those guys on the defensive side are going to adjust to playing big-time ball because they've got guys like Peyton Pierce who have had a role in the defense last year. But there's a bunch of new faces that are going to come out and play, and I think they're going to be great. Like Devin Sanchez, I think he's going to be a first-round corner. Jay Timmons, a freshman kind of slot cornerback type of dude. He's been getting a bunch of buzz, so I think he's going to play a lot. I'm just curious how this team's going to do going into that schedule, having very little experience, and they're going to be tested early on. If they lose that game, they're going to have their backs against the wall for that entire October, November, just freak of a schedule they have.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to settle on 10-2. They're going to get caught sooner or later. I feel like the Big Ten is sort of going to cannibalize itself, kind of like the SEC does every single year.
I'm with you.
They're playing all the best teams. So 10-2, 11-1 possibly, and I do see them getting into the Big Ten championship, and they're going to get into the playoffs.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, I got them 10-2 with a loss to Texas and a loss to the Trojans. I think that's just what I got. I think it's been proven that it's tough to come to the Coliseum, travel out to the West Coast, and a night game. You know, I said this on my little TikTok stream. It's on Halloween. All my, the boys in the chat were giving me crap for saying it's on Halloween, but I do think that plays a part into it. And I think OSU has just like kind of USC that they both have tough schedules leading up to that. So I think it's going to be really a barn burner of a game, and whoever's healthy coming into that one will pull it out. So I got 10-2 for the Buckeyes getting into the playoffs and possibly getting into that Big Ten, depending on how that shakes. And they're going to be right then and there, I believe. As long as Mick Maraudis is the strength coach at Ohio State, they will be right there.
Yes. A night game across the country in Southern California, that is frightening. Especially Halloween does add a little extra element.
Okay, thank you. Everybody was giving me crap like Halloween.
Okay, like yeah, we could say that, but as a player, I wouldn't be thinking about Halloween much. But like as a fan, thinking, oh yeah, like you're in spooky season, so that's always going to be kind of added on to the fire as far as making this game like a big deal. But I say they're going to win that one. For me, my expectations are going to be settled once we get past that Texas game.
Yeah.
Because I just don't know what the defense is going to look like. I have a good idea of the offense. Yeah. The defense I'm very curious about because Patricia molds the defense around certain players. Yeah. And this is the big group of new players that are going to be in
find out who's going to be his dog this year.
Yeah. Like Caleb Downs, Arvo Reese, Sonny Styles. He had those guys in very unique roles where they were able to do what they did best. Caleb Downs patrolling the middle of the field, Arvell bouncing back and forth, and Sonny just being in the middle. Mm-hmm. So who are those guys that he's going to use in order to just mold his defense into what he wants to really see whenever you get to January if you want to be playing for a national championship? Because that is going to take some time, and they don't necessarily have that time and have that runway to get everything in a row, all your ducks in order. So that Texas game is going to be a huge barometer. If they win that one, against a Texas team that's one of the most talented in the entire country, I'm going to change my mind. They're going to go 12-0.
No,
The bias hat will fully come on.
if they win that game, I'll be all in on the Buckeyes as well.
Tip the cap.
I will be tipping the cap for sure. That I played 3 years at Ohio State will be being said a lot more than it is now.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I'm messing with you. All right, should we get into the kind of the college football playoff expectations for the rest of the?
Yeah, this is the last time we can do it before people actually start popping pads a little bit.
Exactly. All right, so I got it broken down into 3 groups here.
Mm-hmm.
First, I got my locks.
Mm-hmm.
Teams I feel come very locked. Got Georgia as a lock.
Mm-hmm.
I got Ohio State as a lock to me.
Mm-hmm.
I got Miami as a lock. ACC.
Okay.
This only for the all the bullshit that went on last year and stuff like this. I got Notre Dame as a lock.
Okay.
And finally, Big 12, I got Texas Tech as a lock.
Okay.
Those are who I think is like a lock to crack into these playoffs.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I have much different locks.
Okay.
Just due to the schedules that a lot of these teams have, and they're going to be playing one another. I do not have Ohio State as the lock.
Okay, that's fine.
My locks are Notre Dame. Worst case scenario, they go 10-2. They're going to be at that 11-12 spot. They had that deal with the NCAA where they can get in from that. So Notre Dame is going to get in.
Yeah.
Miami being over in the ACC, they're going to get in.
Yeah.
Even if they go on to the ACC championship and lose to like a Louisville or SMU, I still think that they're going to get in due to the rankings.
Yeah.
And then I do have Texas Tech because you're going to be playing a Big 12 schedule. You're not going against BYU in the regular season. You're not going against Utah. I feel like they're going to be able to skate by, even though all that Brendan Scoresby stuff went on.
Yeah.
Morton's still a good quarterback. They got Tommy Castellanos as a backup just in case. And that defense and some of those guys on the offensive side of the ball, they are a very talented team. That talent's gonna be able to get them far. So Texas Tech, Miami, and Notre Dame. Those are my only 3 technical locks.
Texas Tech, Miami. Okay, so you got 3 locks: Texas Tech, Notre Dame, and Miami. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So what's the name of your second section?
I just have mosh pit. I got a mosh pit of these just bundled up.
Everything else is just mosh pit.
No. These are this is So let me just give you the teams. I didn't really think of a name. I just threw that out there on some bullshit just now. So you can come up with a name. I got USC.
Okay.
Indiana.
Okay.
Oregon. And this is I would put them just a tier maybe below, but they're in the hunt. Penn State, schedule based only. Just based off their schedule only. Penn State.
Okay.
You sound like you're really not liking where this is going.
Keep going.
BYU schedule based, Big 12. I got Texas A&M, going to be really tough, but I like Marcel Reed, and I love Elko. Ole Miss, again, shambless. I like what they got going on. I think they have a lot to prove. And then I got Alabama and Texas. Those are all kind of up in the air for me.
Okay. I think you need 3 groups.
All right. So I agree that there should be the next group. I don't disagree with that. I just kind of threw them all in.
It's because we have different definitions, I think, of just pure locks.
Yeah.
Because I was very more specific with mine. You had kind of a more umbrellaed group.
Yeah.
I have 3 groups, and some of the teams that you had as locks, like Ohio State, I think you said Georgia, those are in my second tier where they have an insanely hard schedule, and there's a possibility that they could lose 3 or 4 and get out of there.
Yeah.
But most likely they're going to get in. So Ohio State, Georgia, I have Indiana in there, Oregon, Texas. Oh gosh, I need teams in front of me right now. I'll say that for the most part. Those kind of teams. And then just my clustered group that I think there's going to be a lot of teams that finish 9-3, 10-2.
Yeah.
and there's going to be a huge dissertation on who gets in, which is going to lead into, all these teams didn't get in. We need to expand the college football playoffs, which we can get into later.
Yeah.
But I think there's going to be a massive group of SEC and Big Ten teams that don't get in, and some of them do. That's where I've got USC. That's where I've got Penn State. They'll probably be 10-2 in my firm opinion, but just due to their schedule, like people are going to treat them like 8-4, 9-3.
Yeah.
Got those two. You got Ole Miss.
Yeah.
LSU, that they're just a huge question mark. I'm going to put him in that list for now,
Yeah.
but who knows what Kiffin can do. Ole Miss. Goodness gracious. Alabama.
Did you already say BYU?
No, they're in it too. BYU, Alabama. So all those
I expect a little something out of. I feel like you see something like with these coaches. They like, I want to say grow up, but it's like a transformation happens to them. Like I think you saw it with Coach Day when he took over the reins at Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
He's had success since day one. But you and I both know he has changed as a man from being a coach. And
100%.
he's got some serious swag to him. He's got some serious juice to him now. Like he's not like he's the man. Like that it is what it is. Mm-hmm. I think DeBoer took over Alabama. It was a lot to handle. He's been through a lot of criticism. I think you're going to start seeing that transformation out of him because he's had success everywhere he's been. I think you're going to start seeing the transformation out of him going from I'm feeling the pressure to fuck this pressure, let's roll. And I expect DeBoer and Alabama to kind of surprise some people this year, personally.
Naming Keelan Russell starting quarterback definitely jump-started a lot of people saying that Alabama does have a chance just because they have a higher ceiling with him at quarterback compared to Austin Mack due to his playmaking abilities and the fact that he's a young guy that, even if they don't make the playoffs this year, they have a bright future with him.
Right.
But yeah, as far as the coaching goes, Kalen DeBoer, you're coming in after Nick Saban. And like you said with Ryan Day, it's really hard to come after a great coach like Coach Urban Meyer and sort of develop your own unique way of coaching a football team. And that takes time. Like throughout 3 or 4 years, just talk about the Michigan game, every single year he went about it a different way. And I'm sure he's still tinkering to it to this day, but now he just has a newfound confidence for like, hey, this is the way I do it. I might change it a little more, but like I know how to approach this game. I know how to approach an entire season. Even though Kalen DeBoer gets a lot of flack, just the fact that he hasn't won 3 national championships so far coming after Nick Saban, he has developed his own style of coaching that I think is starting to work. He doesn't really have an identity just yet, but he's trying to figure that out. And I think it can be a defense. Yeah. This defense has gone really under the radar. I think they have one of the best defensive back groups in all of college football. Yeah. They've got a stud quarterback who I think can absolutely flash, probably one of the underdogs for a possible Heisman down the road. If they can just get their run game going a little bit, I really think that they can be a dangerous team.
That killed them last year, lack of run game.
Mm-hmm. I hope they figure it out because I feel like he's been wrongly framed as a bad coach.
I agree. I totally agree. They've been very hard on him, and I get it. I get why, but I'm with you, Steele. I'm with you 100%. Okay, last little group I have. Did I cut you off?
No.
Last group of five, or whatever. Group of 4. What do they want to call it?
Group of 6. It could be group of 10 nowadays. I believe group of 6.
All right, group of 6. Okay, I got 3 teams here. These are my 3 teams: Boise State.
Yeah.
Tulane.
Okay.
Well, now I'm gonna throw UNLV in there too because I agree with you. Boise State, USF. Oh fuck, man! I want to have a big reveal for that last one.
Well,
Boise
Tulane.
Tulane, UNLV, and I'm going with my boy. This is going to be the reveal. CJ Hicks, led by not my favorite guy. I'll be the first one to admit I don't really like this guy, but I've seen the clips of what he's been doing. I've seen how he's brought kind of that Ohio State culture down there. So Brian Hartline and USF. Those are my 4 kind of I got grouped up right now, and. UNLV is speaking to me. But we'll roll with USF. I'm gonna roll with USF.
I'll highlight 2 teams in that. Just the group of six is so hard because with the transfer portal, there's so much turnover. If you've got a solid player 1 year, all of a sudden
Yeah.
he's signing a $3 million deal to go play over at Auburn.
Yeah.
So it's just hard to really nail down all your good players over there because they're going to bigger, better opportunities over with the P4. But Boise State, I do feel like through all of this, they find a way to always be relevant
Yeah.
and get in the playoffs with Ashton Genty and continue to play meaningful games down the stretch all the way to November.
Yeah.
And they play Oregon this first week of the year, I believe.
Yep.
After week 0, they play them in week 1, so that'll be you'll get a solid idea, a barometer, if you will, of what kind of team Boise has. Then I think they'll go out and they'll play really well in their conference. So they have a shot. And then USF, I guess I just know about all the talent they acquired because it's all Ohio State guys that Brian Hartline got. CJ Hicks, I think, is going to be awesome over there. He's
baller.
He's a ball.
Baller.
It was such a hard start for him. Just learning a Jim Knowles defense.
Yeah.
Playing in a system where back in high school he was telling me it was just see ball, get ball. Like he had never been taught anything about coverages, whatever it is. Yeah. And now you're going to a Jim Knowles team where you have to know the defense inside and out. That's hard to do as a freshman.
Yeah.
And then, of course, like me and Tommy were there, and next thing you know, Cody's there, Arvell, like there are a bunch of linebackers in front of him. It was just hard to really break through. But now, go ahead.
I was gonna say CJ Hicks. It's funny because we talk about like character development and stuff like what college football does. I always really like CJ, but CJ Hicks. I mean, this is not a knock on CJ at all. We've all gone through it, but CJ Hicks, like he went through that, typical like came in, I'm the man, this, and then had to grow up fast. CJ really turned into a great guy. Like I really like CJ Hicks. That's my point. He's turned into he's a great player, and he's turned into a good guy. So I'm really, really pulling for him, and I'm with you. I like USF.
That is going to be my dark horse this year for a group of 6 teams. So thank you so much for bringing that up. I think Brian Hartline, he brought in a lot of Ohio State players, a lot of Ohio State coaches. Toby Wilson, new father. He's coaching the O-line. They've got a bunch of dudes on that staff.
Yeah,
they're going to be a good team. It's basically like a miniature Ohio State.
They got a GA from the Bullis School, my high school.
Really?
Yeah, they got all the boys down there at USF.
A small world, man. But yeah, that's the expectation.
Did you see they had their own? I knew they were going to be good because I saw a video of them doing the what do you call them? The quick calls, quick counts. But they, yeah. I kind of forget it, Steele. Is that bad?
Yeah.
Do you forget it?
No.
Well, they put their own little flair on it, but man, it got me hype. I remember that stuff used to get me so hype out there.
Yeah, man, that's how you start games. You got to get the boys ready.
All right,
either that or smelling salts.
And then the last thing I was going to say is Boise State. You remember when they went to Eugene, Oregon with Ashton Genty? You remember how sick that game was?
Yeah, they held up with them throughout the entire.
They should have won. They blew it. They gave up a kick return and a punt return in the second half.
Yeah, they should have won that one. But you're playing Oregon in Eugene. That's a hard place to get a win from. But yeah, Boise State.
Yeah.
Even though they always get talent poached, like every single group of 6 team, they continue to stay relevant and be in playoff talks. So in this realm of uncertainty, as far as like what players are where nowadays, I mean, Ohio State has 51 new players. I'm trying to still learn everyone.
Right.
They always stay in it. So I'm gonna trust them to also stay in this one and get in that 12 spot for the playoffs.
100%. Okay, so that's it. Anything else, bro?
I got nothing, man. It's just good to be. I just like talking football.
I know. And this is great to be back, man. This is great to be back. I can't wait to fire it up, and we'll get these recaps in and keep it going.
Yeah, I mean, so first of all, FCS starts tonight.
Does it? I got a lot.
I will be tuned into FCS tonight, and then the games start on Saturday.
Yeah.
You want to just go over them on Sunday?
Yeah, 100%. That sounds good.
All right, we'll go over the games on Sunday. Throughout sometime next week, we'll go over the week 1 games.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, my goodness, we're officially here. Like week 0 is kind of the appetizer, and then week 1 we're fully back. But yeah,